Hello and welcome to my channel, the Marx Trains and Vintage Toys channel. Today we're going to have a video on having a go at fixing a vintage Marx Trains caboose. And I picked up this caboose, and it's one of the harder to find Marx cabooses. This is a 504 B O Caboose in plastic. The one I have here is a 4-wheel version. I've also been told these came in an 8-wheel version, but they're pretty rare. This one's damaged. The wheel trucks on one side, are the little plastic portions of them are broken off, but it's overall not bad. They're real expensive, hard to get, and so this is the only way I could afford one. But I think I can do something to make it look pretty good and presentable and usable. And I've done some research. It looks like, according to Greenberg's Guide to Trains, these 504 cabooses were offered in the Sears catalog in 1953 and 54. So I'm going to rummage around here a little bit in my box with some of my parts, pieces, and cars. Take a look through the junkyard and find a caboose that has some usable wheel truck moldings, and I'm going to try to remove them from this caboose. And all of these cars in this box are damaged in some way. A lot of these plastic 4-wheel cars like this caboose have the couplers that have been broke off. But I'm going to take a little hobby saw, and I'm going to see if I can't just remove this wheel truck molding, and then we're going to try to take off of this piece what we need to make a good fitment on my B&O caboose. So here we go. We're going to give her a try and see if we can take these wheel trucks off of this caboose and use them on our other project and see how that goes. Seems to be cutting pretty well. Just want to try to go slowly and make good long cuts as much as possible. And yeah, came off real nice, came off clean. Just need a little bit of cleaning up, and I think that I can use that. So that's one down. I'm going to take a moment now and get the other one off, and then I'll see you on the other side of that. Alright, so we've got two wheel truck moldings off of my donor caboose, and so my plan now is to take my B&O caboose and try to fit those in and get them to work. I'm going to do a little bit of trim work on these and get them trimmed down to where I can really get a good look at how they need to fit. Use some plastic nippers here, some plastic cutters, and just do just a little bit of slight trimming on this piece. I'm only going to really need about a quarter of it, not quite a half of it, the way the trucks are broken off on my caboose. But these two pieces, will trim them up good so that we can see how they fit. Just take a flat file, do a little smoothing and finishing, and I think we're ready to take a look and see how we can fit them in. And we'll go ahead and remove the wheels and axles off of this one, so we'll have better access to what we're trying to do, and hopefully I can get these out and not do more damage to the caboose or crack or break it any worse than it already is. But we'll take these off and lay them aside. They're in good shape, and now we can get down to what we want to do. I think the first thing I'm going to do a little bit more trimming here and try to get these wheel truck moldings completely smooth and straight. I think it's going to be easier to patch these in if I have a good straight line, a good straight surface where it's broken, I think it's going to be easier to get the other piece cut and get it attached rather than a jagged, uneven break. So I'm just going to take these nippers and do a little bit of work on trimming that up. Do a little filing, get everything good and smooth, and I think I'll be able to get a good line drawn on my donor piece that will fit in here pretty well. So I'll take just a little bit of time and finish cleaning up this this side, get it good and straight and ready to go, and then we'll take just a moment and work on the other side as well. And once I've got both of those things done, then we'll be ready to take our donor pieces and try to get them marked and cut to fit, and we'll get those added to our piece here. So let's get that other side finished as well. It's looking pretty good straight cut. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, well, I've got both pieces now pretty well straightened up, and now I'm going to take my donor pieces and I'm going to try to line them up as well as I can, and then we're going to try to turn this over and just draw a line or scribe a line on the inside so that I can see just exactly what I need here. So I'm going to find me a pen so that I can make some marks, and then we'll be able to take and cut those to fit. Have a look around over here, find a pen. I'm also going to just try to be sure that I can line these up with the hole the axle goes through, get everything good and level, and then we'll take our pen, try to make our mark. I think it's going to help that I took the time to make that break good and straight. Alright, that's what we're after. Now we're going to try to cut that piece off, and then we'll have one side ready to go. And once I get one side finished, then we're going to just repeat the process on the other side as well. Try to get two donor pieces ready to go here onto our caboose. Plastic is pretty hard, and kind of approach it like I do cutting styrene sheet. Just try to make several shallow passes, and then it kind of snaps off in place. And I think with just a little bit of trimming work on that, that's going to line up and fit in there really well. And then after we've got these attached, we'll think about trying to do some painting and get everything to match. But I'm going to go ahead and file this down, get a good smooth surface that we'll be able to glue to our caboose. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think that's going to give me something to work with. And we'll get the other side prepped and get it ready as well. Alright, well, I've got both pieces glued into place, and what I use is some plastic weld, and there's a variety of plastic welds out there, but it's just the right glue for this hard styrene type plastic, and it just creates a good bond. It literally just welds it into place, and I'm happy with that. But after I got those fixed, I realized I have another broken piece, and there's supposed to be a bar that goes below the coupler to keep the coupler from dropping down and uncoupling. You can see it here on this donor caboose. That's the piece I'm after. So this one's got the coupler broken off completely, so I'm going to remove that piece and I'm going to work on getting it fitted into this caboose as well, so that my coupler will stay up in place, and as you run the train, it won't come uncoupled. So I'm going to kind of repeat that same process with my hobby saw, and just remove that piece. That piece came out pretty easily, and now with just a little bit of trim work, we'll get that piece to fit, and we'll get it put in place. So we're going to do a little work with it, do a little trimming here and there, and then we're going to go ahead and take some plastic weld as well and get it glued into place. I just want to be sure that I have it turned the right way. Up and is up, and down is down, and it does have a little bit of detail work on it, and I want to be sure I got the proper side up, so that coupler will move well on it and not get hung up as it's going around the track. I'll go ahead and just fit it into place. Be sure that it all looks good. Get it lined up well on both sides. Yeah, that's not bad. Now we're going to get some plastic weld, and we're going to go ahead and get that in place. This stuff's really good. It just kind of pulls right into the joints and literally just melts and molds and forms them together. Makes a really strong bond, and I try to use it all the time that I can on projects, rather than something like super glue, but plastic weld won't work on all types of plastic. So after a while, you just kind of get a feel for what it will be the best fit for, and it works really well on these plastic Marx train cars. So I want to be sure that everything's moving freely, and nothing gets glued down as far as the coupler goes, and get that in place, and be sure we've got everything just the way it ought to be. Looking pretty good. Alright, everything seems to be going well at this point. Looks good. Alright, now I off camera took some time just to take a little bit of paints. I took a little bit of a navy blue, a little bit of black, a little bit of white, and did a little bit of painting. I blended up something that I think matches real well, and just at a glance it's really difficult to tell that it's even been repaired. So I think it's going to look good as it goes around the track, and we're going to get some wheels back on it and hopefully not break anything loose, but everything seems to be bonded real strong, and so we're going to go ahead and get these wheels back in place. The wheels were in good shape, real clean, not really any rust on the wheels or the axles. These are the metal axles and wheels. So there we go. Everything seems to be working good. That's the repaired side. Looks good. And so we're going to take her over and put her on the track and give her a run. Alright, I've got a set of Marx B O diesels on the track, along with a few cars. As far as I can tell from Greenberg's Guide to Marx Trains, what I've got on the track would have been one of the sets that were in that 53 to 54 Marx Sears catalog that you could have purchased. The two B&O diesels, along with a B&O boxcar, a Pennsylvania gondola, and the B&O Caboose. And so I wanted one of these for a long time and was able to pick that up, and I think it turned out to be a pretty good job. Thanks for watching. Hope that you'll subscribe. Follow us.